Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the Khalsa Kids Show. My name is Prabjot, and again I'll be just telling everyone a Sakhi. Hope you have been enjoying these Sakhis that I've been telling you all week. And remember to implement the moral in your everyday life. So we've been talking about our first Guru, Tan Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And then this Sakhi is also on Guru Nanak Dev Ji as well. So, who remembers the Gurdwara that I mentioned that is in Pakistan, and it's related to cattle grazing and Guru Nanak Dev Ji at his, doing his job? Does anyone remember at home? Shout the answers out. No, it was Gurdwara Kyara Sahib. So now we're moving on from Pakistan, we're going back to India. This is at Hardwar. Now this is also in India. So I'm going to tell you the Sakhi and then let's see what moral we can take from this. So, as you know, Guru Nanak Dev used to travel all over the world by foot. Again, there was no cars, no aeroplanes back in those days, so everything was done by foot or horse. So once, during Guru Nanak Dev Ji's travels, he reached Hardwar. Now this is a religious fair. Now this is a really religious place where Hindus come from all over to worship. And the importance of this place is the water. People think the water is really holy. So a religious fair was being held. Thousands of Hindus gathered there. Guru Nanak Dev Ji saw a large number of people bathing in the sacred river. So people come to this place, they have Ishnan, and then, they worship the water as well. So standing in the river, people, what they do is they throw water to the east. So remember your directions? So north, south, east and west. So people throw everything, all the water to the east. So they believe that the water, if you send it over to the east, it would reach their dead forefathers and dead family, basically. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji, again, did not believe any of these. Remember the story about this thread? Guru Nanak Dev Ji has always said, don't believe in stuff like that because it's never going to work. Same as the thread. If you remember the sacred thread, Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, yes, I have a thread on me, but the thread can get lost, the thread can get damaged. Then what? Will I not go to heaven? So again, Guruji didn't believe in any of this. He believed that whatever they were doing was very wrong. So if I was to have a bath and I was to make the water go in the east direction, how would that possibly reach my dead family? So he stepped into the Ganga. So this is the river Ganga. He began to throw water to the west. Now remember the importance. Everyone there who comes to this river throws the water towards the east. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji started throwing the water to the west, which was the opposite direction. He did this with both hands. This act was very strange. Nobody had ever done this before, so people were getting really angry because they thought, how dare he break the rules? People began to gather around him. They all laughed and shouted at him. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji did not pay attention. He went on throwing the water to the west, so the opposite direction. One of them held Guruji by his arm because this person got really angry and said, why are you throwing the water to the west? Are you mad? Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, well, why do you throw the water to the east? Don't you know that? Shouted the other man. We throw water to our dead forefathers. It will reach them. They need it very much. So they need water more than we do. Guruji smiled. Guruji said, where do your forefathers live? How far is that place? So obviously, these people that they're sending water to are dead and they're in heaven, let's say. So the Hindus believe that we're sending the water to the east because the water will reach them. They replied, they are millions of kilometers away. The water is thrown towards the rising sun. So the sun rises through the east. That's why we are pushing water towards the east, because that's the way the sun rises. And the water, therefore, will reach these people. Guruji said, that's excellent news. Let me complete my work. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji carried on pushing water towards the west, the opposite direction. Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, perfect. If your water can reach your forefathers, my water will reach my crops. So move, let me water my crops. They must be drying and they must be wanting water. Saying this, he began to throw the water towards the west. More eagerly and more quickly. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji was so happy that, okay, let me quickly do this. I'm here, I'm miles away from my house and my crops, so the least I can do is carry on watering my crops. Everyone around Guruji began to laugh. and they all started to shout at Guruji. They said, "Where are your crops? Where are your fields?" Guruji said, "They are in the Punjab. They need water while I am here." And then he was about to begin again. So Guruji was carrying on, he continued pushing his water towards the west. They all shouted, "How simple you are! How silly are you? The water thrown by you falls back into the water. So the water you're pushing is coming back and forth, back and forth. Don't you see that? How on earth is your water that you're pushing to the west, how is it going to reach your fields?" Guruji stood there, smiled, and he replied, "No, how wise are you? Your forefathers, so your family that have passed away, are millions and millions of kilometers away. They are not even on this earth. The water thrown by you is also coming back to you. So how on earth? So are you trying to say that your family that have passed away, who aren't even on this earth anymore, let's say they're in heaven, the water you're pushing to the east is going to reach them, but you're saying my crops which are on this earth living are not going, the water I'm pushing is not going to reach them? How does that make sense? Why should not the water be thrown to reach my fields if if the water you're throwing can reach your family?" People had nothing to say. They were shocked and they were stunned. But again, like I said before, when someone's telling the truth, we can't really accept it. So we start doing the opposite and we start arguing. So they actually felt that Guruji was right. So they admitted their error. They begged him to give more good advice. So since then, again, this was another ritual that Hindus used to do, that, let's throw water to the sun so the water, we can give water to our family that have passed away. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji explained to them the 3 golden rules of his religion. So remember, kids, Sikhi is not really a religion, it's a way of life. And this way of life has been told by Guruji. So Guruji taught them the 3 golden rules. He told them how to live and act good, honest and truthful, and how we all should be God-fearing men and women. Then he said, "What you give to the poor out of your honest earnings will go with you to the next world." So you standing here at this river, it's freezing, you're pushing water to the east, hoping that it will reach your family. No, it won't. They all bowed their heads and they promised to live and act in the way that Guruji told them. So if you look at this picture, if you can, you'll get another picture on your screen. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is pushing the water towards the west, and he set an example that everything that you guys are doing, it's wrong because it doesn't really make sense. So Guruji always told everyone the main principles you need in your life are be good, do good to others, and remember Guruji's name. And also share your thoughts, share your wealth, share as much as you can with others that need it. So that was a story about Guru Nanak Dev Ji at Hardwar. More pictures now. I've got 2 more pictures. I've got this beautiful picture sent in all the way from Australia, and this is from Harmanveer, called only aged 12. So thank you ever so much for showing this picture. I think it's absolutely amazing. And just look at the detail of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. It's beautiful. So thank you so much. And I love the colours. It's, very, very eye-catching. Well done. Another picture. And again, these are displayed around the studio. So, thank you so much for sending these. This one is Baba Joravar Singh Ji and Baba Fateh Singh Ji by Pawandeep Kaur, aged 13, from Southall. Thank you so much again. Love the detail, and as you remember, the Sahibzade were Guru Gobind Singh Ji's beloved 4 sons, the sons of the whole Khalsa, and the Chote Sahibzade were made shaheed by being bricked alive. So I hope you remember that show as well. Thank you so much for sending in these pictures, and thank you to everyone who did send the pictures, so not just these but everyone else as well. They are still displayed across the studio. So that's it for this show. Hope you enjoyed it, but that's it from me. Have a great day, and I'll see you again very soon. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.